Well, when it comes to the ing, I think I mentioned this before. Um, there are like many different ways of using the ing form. To be exact, about 15 different ways. And this is just one of them. And the present continuous or the continuous tenses is just another way in which it can be used. But this is just another one. When we got verb patterns. Don't forget that, right? So if you translate this into Spanish, what it means is, ella sugirió que probaran la comida local, right? So take a look. By trying means it's like que probaran. It doesn't have anything to do with probando, like saying that the action or stating that the action is happening right now. No, know that, right? Well, letter D. They promised to cook for us. Now this is similar. Actually, it's just like the same that letter B, that we got the verb promise, and after promise we got to cook. Now to cook stands for, one more time, infinitive, right? Infinitive with to. So promise always goes with this pattern. The verb promise goes with this pattern. Then letter E. He warned us not to eat the chili peppers. Now we got another pattern right here. A little similar to B and D, right? But this has something else. After the word warn, we got the following. We got an object, S. Remember that an object can be either the person or the animal or the object or the thing, right, that receives the action. So in this kind of verbs, or there are going to be some verbs that in which you need to use an object followed or accompanied, yes, by the infinitive form. So this would be more like, hang on. So this pattern would be object plus infinitive with to, right? So as you can see, we have here 1, 2, 3, 4 different patterns, right? 4 different patterns. What you need to take into account is one thing, so that you can know in which situation you need to use this pattern, this pattern, this pattern, or this other pattern, is that you need to know which are the group of verbs that use this pattern. What are the group of verbs that use this another pattern, and which are the group of verbs that use this other pattern, right? So that's what we get to take into account and what you should learn. That's why I had told you before that this is more like vocabulary, because you need to learn all of those things, like those verbs, by heart, by memory. You need to practice them, all right? So this is it. So these are the 4 main, I would say main, right? The 4 main verb patterns in English. So we got here the first one, right? No, this is the second one. Verb plus infinitive with to, just like she offered to show us, right? Again, here. Verb number 2, right? Let's call this pattern number 2. Infinitive with ing, sorry, verb with ing. Like they recommended taking the bus. Again, recommended the word, the verb, and then taking. The verb takes on the ing or the gerund form. Number 3, we got the verb plus an object. I repeat again, an object is the person or the thing or whatever that receives the action, plus an infinitive form. Like they invited us to stay. In the case of the negative form, just like in the example letter E, right? We can use the particle not before the infinitive. I remember I taught you this last class when we were speaking about how to report the orders or the imperative sentences. I gave you this. This is in the in the slide or PowerPoint presentation of reporter speech. You can go further if you want more explanations or that. You can go there and check it out. And lastly, we got here verb plus that, or in other words, verb plus a relative clause beginning with that, right? She decided that she would stay. Now, in this kind of tense, we can sometimes omit that if you want to, right? She decided she would stay. It's also possible. But then, having spoken about this, let's go to the group of verbs. What we're going to do is that we're going to speak we're going to go in detail. We're going to go, yes, we're going to try to analyze more two types of verb patterns because you already know how to use this normally because you're using the reporter speech or in your normal speech, you normally use that, right? Because you're used to using that. Sometimes you are also used to using this part, but the problem is right here. When to use infinitive and when to use ing, right? So this is what we're going to learn today itself, like these two patterns or verb patterns. So let's get to it. Can you guys let me know if you can see the PDF file, please? Let me know if you can see it. Can you see the PDF?
Yes, mister.
All right. So this PDF is the one I sent you last week. I sent it to all of you. So you could, check it, like learn some verse from this. From here, I sent it to you. Now, what do we have here? What we have here is that, or what we're going to do here is that we're going to be talking about the two different ways of using these patterns, like which are those verbs that are always with the gerund form and which are those verbs that are always with the infinitive form or the base form, as you can see right here. So take a look at these two examples that we have. So we resume talking and I want to see a movie. The first one, we resume talking. After the word resume, we have the word talking in the ing version, which means that I cannot say we resumed to talk. It's incorrect, right? Always talking. I want to see a movie. Hey, want to, right? Want to see. Want belongs to the group of the verbs that always go with to. So if I ever say, I want seen a movie, it's incorrect, right? So that's what I want you to learn. That's what we're going to do right here. In these first two columns, we got the verbs commonly followed by a gerund. Those verbs that are always going to be using the pattern or the verb pattern with the gerund or the ing version. Remember that I am not saying, or yes, I am not saying that these verbs are going to take on the ing form like I am acknowledging. No, I'm not talking about that. Like in the example we have right here, we have the word miss, which is in this list, right? Take a look. Miss, he misses, and what happens? The verb pattern always, guys, takes on the second verb. Now, as you can see here, verb number 2 is the one that takes on the verb pattern, in this case, the gerund verb pattern, right? So that's what I mean by this. So which are those verbs that take on this pattern? They are this. So they are abhor, acknowledge, admit, advise, allow, anticipate. Let's go back to allow. In the case of allow, you can use it with to. Just let me give you an example. But that only works when you have an object. Let me give you an example, right? Let's see. Ah, what's going on? All right, so we got here. Um, all right, so here, this is like the normal way, right? So I was allowed working here because allowed always, I mean, this goes with, I'm gonna put here, plus gerund or ing, right? But you can also use it in a different way. This is like an exception of the rule, and it's when you use an object. So let me just show it to you. Like, she allowed me. There you go. So as you can see right here, in this part, I got allow. What's going on? All right, allow plus object, and object, right? Plus the infinitive with to, right? So take a look. She allowed, right here, we get the object, right? Allowed, this is the object, allowed me to work here. So when you have an object or when you say an object, right, with the verb allow, then you can use, actually you have to use the ing, I'm sorry, the infinitive with to, like in this example right here, to work here. But if you don't use an object, like in the example right here, take a look, I was allowed working here, hey, you need to use mandatorily the ing form. Is that clear? Is this clear, guys?
Yes.
All right. So let's move on, Rim. So allow, that happens with allow. Then we get appreciate, anticipate, avoid, be worth, can help, celebrate, confess, consider, defend, delay, detest, discontinue, discuss, dislike, dispute, dispute, dread, endure, enjoy, escape, evade, right? Explain, fancy, fear, fit like, feign, finish, forgive, right? Um, give up, keep, keep on, continue. Mention. In the case of keep on, you use it with ing when keep means continuar, right? When it means continue, because keep has other meanings. Mind is similar. Actually, it's the same than allow. If you say something with mind, like, a mí no me importa hablar en público, I don't mind speaking in public, right? But when you say something like, no me importa que tú digas algo, I don't mind you say something, I don't mind you to say something, in this case, you have to use the object with to, right? It's also possible. Even though mind can be used with ing form when you use, when it means object to, like, como, I forgot what the meaning of objection. What is an objection? Object. I forget the meaning of the word object. This is not object, right? But object. Let me just do it here. Let me look it up. Objetar, I think is the one, right? Let me look it up. Yeah, refutar, contradecir, rebatir, objetar. When it means this, then you can use the ing form, right? We also have means, necessity, omit, permit, picture, postpone, practice, prevent, put off, recall. In the case of recall, it has, oh,
Mister,
yes, miss?
cuando uno dice I don't matter, significa lo mismo.
No,
Eh,
that's different. I don't matter. It's like, no me importa. But in case of I don't mind doing something, bueno, la traducción en español es parecida, pero una es más como, o sea, ¿cómo te explico? Porque son verbos parecidos, pero no significan o no tienen la misma intención como tal. So, matter más como un asunto, algo de que, listo, está bien si te importa o no, como no tiene, no es como tan fuerte como tal. I don't matter what you say, right? Or it's not, it's none of my business, I don't care about it.
depende de contexto.
Dependiendo del contexto, también es como te acabo de decir, ahora acabo de decir otro, I don't care. Care y matter son sinónimos. In the case of mind, mind se usa más como para preguntas, se usa más para... Es como un verbo mucho más fuerte que indica más fuerza a la hora de decir la palabra importar, right? So, do you mind speaking to me? ¿Te importa o te importaría hablar conmigo? Right? So, cuando digo eso, es como un poco fuerte el sentido, ¿no? De importar. Entonces tú me puedes responder ya sí o no. Ahora, ese es otro problema con mind. Así que me respondes sí, pues realmente me estás diciendo no, me está dando una respuesta negativa. Y si me respondes no, pues significa sí, me está dando una respuesta positiva. So, mind es un verbo un poquito complicado cuando se refiere a su significado como tal.
Profe, no lo entiendo.
I mean, esto no tiene nada que ver con el tema, pero bueno, vamos a intentar explicarles. Mind.
Profe, es algo así como cuando uno dice, ¿te molesta hacer esto o te molesta si hago esto? Algo así, más que todo.
Exactamente. Pero exactamente, es más como molestar, pero en el sentido, es más fuerte cuando hablamos de importar, porque significa eso, importar. Si lo buscas en el diccionario te va a encontrar importar. Ahora, lo que les estaba diciendo del sí y del no, más que todo es porque sí, lo usamos en preguntas. Ahora, por ser fuerte, este verbo tiene algo como especial. Y es que a la hora de responder, simplemente hay dos formas, ¿cierto? O una manera positiva, yes, o una manera negativa. Now, right? Por ejemplo, si yo te pregunto lo siguiente. Do you mind what is that? Like, do you mind talking to him? ¿Te importaría hablar con él? ¿O tienes algún problema si hablas con él? Right? So, la respuesta a esto puede ser o yes o no, right? Pero ¿qué pasa cuando tú dices, do you mind talking to him? And you say, yes, I do. I mean, esta respuesta va a ser una respuesta negativa. Es decir, como que si te importa, no quieres hacerlo. ¿Te importa? Bueno, sí, sí me importa y no lo quiero hacer. Right? Es como la intención como que muestra esto. En el caso si tú dices, no, I don't, este es más una respuesta positiva. Right? Por lo tanto, si yo te pregunto, do you mind talking to me? You say, no, I don't. I mean, es que te da igual si hablas. Tú puedes ir a hablar con él y no hay problema. Pero si aquí, como dice Miss Nayelis, respondes con sí, quiere decir que sí hay un problema, que sí te importa, que no quieres hacerlo. Por eso les digo, les ejercí ese momento que este verbo es algo complicado. Pero nuevamente les repito, no es el tema de hoy. Pero quería que de cierta manera quedara claro. Y esto es lo que sucede. Cuando tenemos esta clase de preguntas con mind, pues tengan cuidado en cómo responden, ¿cierto? No sé, que minds, que siempre normalmente estamos acostumbrados a responder sí, no significa un sí positivo, ese sí es un negativo, right? Es all the way around. Es el único verbo que sucede con el que pasa, que cómo es con el que sucede esto, right? So, be careful, be careful. All right, let's move on with the next one. We got 4 minutes. Mind, I don't remember where I left off. I think it was like over here, report. resent, resist, resume, risk. Well, all of these guys, these verbs right here, they are verbs that are always followed with the infinite, with the gerund form. Now, why do I say always, guys? Because if I ever say this, let me give an example. I'm going to choose the word enjoy, right? The verb enjoy. Enjoy says the rule that, according to the group, that goes with the ing version or the ing pattern. So I say I enjoy, enjoy, I enjoy watching movies. Oh, let's say TV, movies is too long. I enjoy watching TV. This sentence is correct, right? This sentence is fine because, you're using the verb enjoy and the pattern with the ing form, the gerund, right? But is it okay if I do this, like I enjoy to watch, I enjoy to watch TV? Now, guys, if you ever do this, let me tell you that this is incorrect. This is not good, right? This is not good. This is incorrect. So you cannot use it. Enjoy to watch cannot be used. All right? So this is what I'm trying to tell you, that you need to learn all those verbs, because this is a vocabulary. You need to learn the pattern. The verbs in the first two columns are always going to be followed with the ing form, always, right? Always. And you cannot use them with the to infinitive form. You cannot, because it's impossible, it's incorrect. Now, let's move on here. In these two other columns, we got verbs calmly followed by an infinitive. These are those verbs that are always followed with to, right? Or by to, like agree, appear, arrange, ask, attempt, beg, can afford, can wait, care, chance, choose, claim, come, consent, dare, decide, demand, deserve, determine, elect, endeavor, expect, fail, get, grow up, guarantee, hesitate, hope, hurry, incline, learn, manage, mean, need. In the case of need, we got an exception or we got a rule. Let me explain it to you, because we can also use it with the gerund form. But let me explain it to you what happens in the case of the verb need. Well, need says the rule, right, that you use it with infinitive with to. This is the rule, right? But what happens with need? Need has something. You need to use need with infinitive with to when you just used a normal sentence. I mean, when you use the active voice, when you have an active sentence. So let's go here, active, right? For example, what's going on? I need to clean my room, right? Take a look. This is an active sentence. How do I know that it's an active sentence? It's an active sentence because, take a look, I have a person that is performing the action, that is doing the action. Now, if the verb be has a different meaning, has a different intention, not an active intention, but a passive, right? A passive intention, then it changes a little bit. Is that clear to you guys?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. Now let's move on with the next verbs. All right, that was need. So need, neglect, offer, pay, plan, prepare, pretend, confess, promise, prove, refuse, remain, request, resolve, say, sick, seem, shudder, strive, struggle, swear, then, threaten, turn out, venture, volunteer, all right, over here, volunteer, wait, want, wish, would like, and yearn are all of those verbs that are always used with the to infinitive. Can you use them? Can you use them, all of these verbs, with the ing form? No, you cannot use them. The only one that you can use with the ing form is the verb need, but if it's in the passive form. If it's not in the passive form, then you cannot use the gerund form. So these words right here are only followed by the gerund, and these words right here in these two columns are only followed by the infinitive form, like in the example we have here. She threatened to quit if she didn't get a raise. She threatened to quit if she didn't get a raise. I cannot say she threatened quitting if she didn't get a raise, right? That is incorrect because this threaten is a verb. Take a look here. Threaten. This is it. Threaten is a verb that must follow the verb pattern with the infinitive form. All right, so don't forget that. Just to give you an extra example of what is correct and what is incorrect, I'm going to write and choose the next verb. Now, the verb want, you know, as we got it right here. Hang on, let me show it to you. Now, the verb want, take a look. Want belongs to the group of the words with infinitive, verbs with infinitive. So, hang on here. So, want plus infinitive with to, right? So, I can say, I want to eat pizza, right? I want to eat pizza. This is great. This is correct. But is it okay or is it correct to say or write something like this? I want to, hang on, I want eaten pizza. Is this correct? According to the rule, according to the to what I have told you so far, and according to the verb one that belongs to those verbs that are always and only with a verb with infinitive to, this version right here, eating pizza is completely, right, incorrect, right? So this is something that you must take into account. Here, I'm so sorry, but you cannot use that because want always follows the pattern with infinitive. So I guess this was clear. So let's continue with the other group of verbs. Let's move on. So up here, we have the next group of verbs. They are the group of verbs. Take a look, there are 10 here. We can use another one, finish, which is not here. 10 verbs or a group of verbs, a very small group, right? That can be used with gerund, ing, or infinitive with to. And the meaning is still the same. So you can choose to use, you can choose, you can choose to use ing or you can choose to use to, right? The one you like is okay. Take a look at the two examples that we have right here. It says, it started to rain. Empezó a llover, right? Or, it started raining. Empezó a llover. The meaning is the same. Maybe they have two different patterns, but it doesn't matter because you can use them if you want to. If you want to use infinitive, good. If you want to use ing, good. But remember that you cannot put them all together. Like, it started to raining. No, that is impossible. You can use or infinitive with to or gerund ing, right? So don't forget this. And which are the verbs then that that behave this way? They are begin, can verb, can stand, continue, hate, like, love, prefer, propose, and start. To give an example, you know this because you know this kind of verbs. You can say like, in the case of the verb love, I love give me a second, guys. Clear?
Yes, mister.
All right, now let's speak about quit. Now, let's see the first example. She quit to work here. She quit to work here with the infinitive form. The intention of the infinitive form is she quit another job in order to work here, right? What is the meaning of quit?
Renunciar.
Good. Dejar, renunciar. Good, very good. So, this means ella renunció o ella dejó su trabajo. What? Ella renunció. ¿Qué
Para
creen que es?
trabajar aquí.
Para trabajar aquí, lo que significa que ella en su empleo anterior lo dejó, renunció, pero por
Para
una
trabajar.
razón, porque ahora va a trabajar en otra compañía, en otro lugar, ¿cierto? Entonces dejó un lugar para irse a trabajar al otro. That's what quit to means, dejar algo para empezar con algo nuevo. Now, quit, ing, she quit working here. She quit her job here and she doesn't work anymore. What do you think it means? ¿Qué significa, qué creen que significa esta oración? She quit working here. Este es, ella renunció para trabajar.
Ajá.
Y ella
Y el
renunció.
otro es, ella renuncia aquí, o sea, el trabajo que ella tiene es el que está dejando.
Exactamente, eso quiere decir que en ese trabajo ella no va a volver. She quit working here. Ella dejó de trabajar aquí. Right? So, es una acción que no va a volver a repetirse. There you go. Uno deja algo para empezar algo nuevo y en el otro simplemente la acción no vuelve a suceder. All right? Let's go on to the next verb, regret. All right, in the case of regret, we got the following. I regret promising to help you. Promising to help you. This is something similar to the word forget. When we use the ing form, we got a past meaning, right? A past intention. So it says here, how can you translate this into Spanish, guys? If it says, I'm sorry that I made a promise. By the way, what is the meaning of regret?
Arrepentirse.
Great.
Lamentarse.
Great. Excellent, miss. So what do you think is the meaning of the sentence here? I regret promising to help you. If this is the intention, take a look, a past intention, haber hecho. So what do you think the meaning of this is? I regret promising.
Me arrepiento de haberte hecho esa promesa.
Ok, me arrepiento de haberte hecho esa promesa. Me arrepiento de haber prometido ayudarte.
Ayudar.
¿La ayudé o te ayudé?
No.
No, right? So that's what it means here one more time, all right? Regret with the ing has a past intention. Now, when you get regret with to, like, I regret to tell you, to tell you that we can hire you. When we say this, guys, we normally mean that we are giving bad news, right? What comes after to is something bad. So bad news, right? Hang on. Bad news. Lamento decirte que no puedes trabajar. Que no puedes trabajar aquí o no podemos contratarte, right? Lamento decirte. So, cuando ustedes, chicos, estén hablando con alguien y esa persona a ustedes les diga, bueno, Use la palabra regret. Y luego de la palabra regret, use to. Lo que viene después de eso es algo malo. All right? Lamento decir. Lo que viene después de eso es algo malo. Siempre va a ser una bad news, right? Una mala noticia. Something bad. All right? Let's continue. Remember. In the case of remember, is also similar to forget. Let's see. She remembered to visit her grandmother. She remembered to visit. She didn't forget to visit. That's the intention, right? Ella recordó visitar a su abuela. Es decir, de pronto estaba haciendo alguna actividad y ella de repente recuerda que tiene que ir a visitar a su abuela y va y la visita, right? She remembered to visit her grandmother. Ya ustedes saben usar el verbo remembered porque lo he escuchado, lo han usado, right? Con to. Pero entonces, ¿cómo se usa con ing? Como les acabo de decir, es parecido al verbo regret y al verbo forget, porque tiene un past intention, a past meaning, right? So, she remembered visiting her grandmother. What it means here is that she had memory of the time or of that time. What do you think it means here then? What do you think is this sentence in Spanish?
Ella recuerda haber visitado a su abuela.
Excellent, right? Ella recuerda haber visitado a su abuela, es decir, que ella tiene esos recuerdos de aquel momento en el cual fue a visitarla, right? This is a past intention one more time. Clear?
Yes, mister.
All right. Voy a quitar todo esto. Voy a eliminar todos my drawings here. I'm going to clear them so we can move. All right. Here we got two more verbs. They are stop and try. Now, in the case of a stop, we got the following. Let's see. Stop to. I stopped to call you, right? It means I interrupted another action in order to call you, right? So what do you think it means in Spanish? I stopped to call you.
Mister, como cuando, por ejemplo, una persona está cocinando, entonces dice como que, o sea, paré esta acción para llamarte a ti. O sea, terminó la acción paró la acción que estaba haciendo para llamar a la persona.
Very good, Miss María. En este caso, como dices tú, simplemente dejó de hacer una acción para empezar a hacer una acción nueva, right? Para hacer una acción diferente. Very good, Miss María. Good explanation. I stopped to call you. Vamos a tomar tu ejemplo. Imagine that I was cooking, right? I was cooking dinner, but I stopped cooking and I went on my phone and called you, right? I am not cooking while I am calling you. No, I mean, I just stopped cooking and then I went on my phone and called you, right? That's what it means. Dejar de hacer una acción para empezar a hacer otra. Very good. Interrupted an action in order to start another one. And when we say stop with the ing version like this, I stopped calling you, the intention is I stopped this activity. Maybe we had a fight. So what do you think the translation is in Spanish? I stopped calling you. What does it tell you? I stopped calling you.
Paró de llamarte. Paré de llamarte.
¿Y eso qué significa para ti, Miss?
Te estaba llamando y me arrepentí de pronto.
All right.
Tal vez.
Puede que esté cerca lo que estás diciendo. Esté un poco cerca tu explicación. Cuando usamos con ing, la palabra stop, el verbo stop, lo que quiere decir es que la acción no se va a hacer nuevamente. Algo parecido al verbo quit, right? Que tú ya dejas de hacer una acción y no se vuelve a repetir. The same thing happens here. Entonces, por eso aquí dice, probablemente hubo una pelea. ¿Por qué? Porque la acción de llamar no se volvió a repetir. All right? So, I stopped calling you. Antes quizás éramos buenos amigos, bla, 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 pero tuvimos una pelea, siempre, bueno, éramos buenos amigos, te llamaba todos los días, pero tuvimos una pelea y después de eso, no te llamé más, right? I'm sorry, but I don't care about you. That's what it is. ¿Ibas a decir algo, Miss?
Sí, que no le entendí la explicación porque se me cayó la llamada.
All right, don't worry. I'm going to explain with a different example. Stop, right? So, I have this example. I stop and to smoke. I stopped to smoke. Here, what I mean is that maybe I was walking on the street, but then in that very same moment, I felt like smoking. So I stopped to walk in order to put my hand into my pocket and pull out a cigarette, light it up, and start to smoke, right? So that's what it means. Me detuve a fumar, right? Es decir, dejé de caminar para fumar, right? Dejé de hacer una acción para empezar otra. Now, with the ing version, I got the following. I stopped, here, smoking. I stopped smoking. Como yo fumo mucho, as I smoke a lot, right? I was feeling ill, I was feeling sick, and I went to the doctor. The doctor checked out, the doctor checked out my lungs, right? Mis pulmones, and the doctor said, Johan, you have to stop smoking, otherwise you are going to die, right? Tienes que dejar de fumar porque si no te vas a morir. That's what the doctor told me, right? En ese preciso momento yo tuve tanto miedo que ¿qué hice? I stopped smoking. ¿Qué quiere decir en ese momento? ¿Sigo fumando? Cuando yo digo I stop smoking, ¿sigo fumando? Guys, when I say I stop smoking, ¿continúo fumando?
No.
No, right? Ese hábito que tenía, ya no lo vuelvo a hacer, right? Esa acción que hacía con regularidad, ya no vuelvo a hacerla. ¿Por qué? Bueno, eso depende de la situación. Yo ahora les estoy dando una situación en este momento, el doctor me dijo que estaba por morirme, así que la única manera de salvarme era dejar de fumar. Por lo tanto, dejé de fumar. Ya no vuelvo a hacerlo, right? So that's what it means, stopped, ing. Stop to significa dejar una actividad o pausar una actividad para empezar otra, y stop con ing significa dejar de hacer esa actividad, no hacerla más. All right? That's the difference between these two verbs right here. I mean, these two patterns right here. In the case of try, we have I try to open the window. To open the window shows you an attempt. And I tried opening the window like this. It shows more an experiment. Let me show you how. Si le traducen ambas oraciones significan lo mismo. Yo traté de abrir la ventana. Pero cuando decimos esto, cuando es simplemente un intento, posiblemente el intento terminó como lo estabas intentando, no pudiste hacerlo, right? So, I attempted this action, but didn't succeed. Lo intenté, pero no pude, right? Es decir, la manera normal de usar try, como yo ustedes lo usan. En el caso de ing, lo que significa más es como un experimento, algo que jamás o que en el momento no hayas intentado para resolver una situación. Entonces, imaginen, aquí tenemos lo siguiente. This was one option I sampled. Maybe the room was hot. Entonces, le voy a colocar una situación. Imagínense que yo en este momento estoy en mi cuarto, no tengo ni de pronto digamos que el aire acondicionado está apagado, el abanico está apagado, ¿cómo es? Las ventanas todas están cerradas, yo estoy completamente encerrado y hace mucho calor. Si yo quiero que deje de hacer calor, tengo que experimentar algo, ¿cierto? Como por ejemplo, abrir la ventana por primera vez, experimentarla por primera vez en ese momento para poder resolver la situación. Ya puede ser abrir la ventana, encender el abanico o encender el aire acondicionado. Right? Entonces, en ese caso, yo te puedo dar una recomendación. Hey, try opening the window or try turning on the air conditioning or try turning on the fan, right? That's how we use try with ing. Try to, un intento normal, try ing, un intento, sí, pero ese intento que hiciste por primera vez simplemente para experimentar algo y dar solución a algo. Clear? Well, el verb infinitive para este patrón es simplemente un verbo infinitivo, un verbo como tal, pero sin la preposición to. Es decir, si yo digo, por ejemplo, en esta oración aquí, to open, el verb infinitive sería nada más open, right? No to open, sin la preposición to. Tampoco lleva ningún ing, es decir, el verbo solo, sin preposición, sin ing, right? That's the verb infinitive. Now, the verbs that use this pattern are make, let, and help. Maybe I am missing some words because I know that there are some others, but I don't remember them right now. But just let me give you an example, right? Let me give you an example of them. Here, I'm going to give them right down here. Hang on. This is the first pattern. All right. Let me give you the example. Let me give you the examples right here. Okay. So, I made you cry. What does it mean in Spanish, guys? What does this mean in Spanish? I made you cry.
Yo te hice llorar.
Exacto, te hice llorar. Pero miren que en el segundo verbo, después del objeto, como el patrón que ya les había explicado, ¿cierto? Sí uso to, pero aquí no uso ningún to antes del verbo, all right? So, estos tres verbos aquí usan ese patrón. Objeto, que ya saben que es ya sea la persona o la cosa que recibe la acción, en este caso you, I made you, y el verbo infinitive, es decir, el verbo sin ninguna preposición, to, o sin ningún gerund ing, right? El verbo solo. I made you cry. Same thing happens with let. Like, for example, let me. This one, take a look. ¿Qué significa esta oración? Can you let me enter the room? What does it mean, guys? Can someone tell me what the meaning of can you let me enter the room is?
Puedes dejarme entrar a la habitación.
Exactly, right? And take a look at the pattern again. Let plus object, here it is, plus verb infinitive. Enter. No tenemos ni to ni ing, right? Now let me give you an example with help. Take a look. What does this mean, guys? I'll help you do the housework in Spanish. I'll,
ayudaré a hacer los quehaceres de la casa.
okay, los quehaceres, right? That's great. Good. But take a look one more time. We have the verb help, the object, and the bare infinitive without to, right? With no to. Now, there is something that you must take into account right here. Now, what happens? Hang on. It doesn't let me do it. All right. The verb help, only the verb help is an exception because you can use it with the other, I mean with the pattern that I already gave you, right? Like object plus infinitive with to. You can also use it like this. Take a look. I'll help you to do the housework. I mean, yes, you can use it, you can say it. Maybe it's not like, well, people use it. So you can use the one you like. But the one that is more common is like this, right? Without the preposition to, I mean, with the verb infinitive. So these are examples of these verbs right here. Now, we have a second group of verbs, and they are, let me write them to you. They are the verb see, watch, and the verb, let me check it out, what is the other? See, watching, here. Taste, no, taste needs a preposition. Taste like it, it smells of. No, so here. What happens with these verbs? We need, the structure is, or the pattern is, they are accompanied by an object, and after the object, we have two possible ways. The first way is, I'm gonna write it down here better. The first way is the ing form. I mean the verb in the ing form, or the verb in the bare infinitive way. In the bare infinitive way. Here, in the ing word, or when you use the ing form, it means, or the difference here between them is like something is brief, and when you use the bare infinitive, the action is long. In other words, to make it easier for you to understand, here we have to speak about the duration or length of an action, right? The duration or the length of an action, guys. Let me explain to you, like give you examples so you can understand, right? So this is the pattern and these are the verbs, right? Let's see. Duration. Right here we get duration. Now let me give you examples. Let's see the first one with the verb see. I saw you I saw you talking to Laura. I saw you talking to Laura. Or I saw you talk to Laura. I saw you talking to Laura and I saw you talk to Laura, right? Take a look. These are the two examples that we have right here. In the first one, we are using the verb see. You can also use watch instead of see, right? Because the meaning is just the same. I saw you talking. The second verb, take a look, we have here the object, like you, the person or the thing that receives the action, plus the verb in the ing form, like this, talking, right? And the other thing in the other example is also the verb be, but I mean the object and the verb in the bare infinitive, like talk to Laura, right? But what is the difference between them? That when you use the brief, I mean the ing version, it means that it's a brief moment. I mean, a short moment, a moment that didn't take so long, right? It was very, very short, a short time this action happened. And when you say with this version, with the very infinitive one, it means that the action was long, right? That you, in this case, the action happened for a lot of time. So here, if I translate it in Spanish, it means, yo te vi hablando con Laura. Probablemente cuando yo digo con ing, a lo que me refiero es que tú estabas hablando con Laura y yo iba caminando cerca, te vi hablando con ella y seguí caminando. Entonces, ese momento, mientras volteaste a mirar y volteaste nuevamente a seguir con tu camino, es el punto de un corto tiempo, right? Un corto periodo de tiempo, la duración de la oración, de la acción. Fue un corto periodo de tiempo. I saw you talking to Laura, right? That's it. Pero luego digamos que en esta oración lo que significa es I saw you talk to Laura. Es más como, digamos que yo estaba, tú estabas hablando con Laura y yo también iba caminando, pero cuando te vi, me impresioné y me quedé allí viéndote hablar con Laura por cierta cantidad de tiempo. Es decir, no seguí con mi camino, probablemente seguí con mi camino, pero después, pero me quedé allí viéndote mientras tú hablabas con Laura, right? Entonces, estas dos oraciones tienen, aunque el mismo sentido, lo único que cambia es la duración de ellos mismos. Ahora, en vez de see, pueden usar el verbo watch de la misma manera. Y también puede usar el verbo hear. For example, hear. Porque se quita. And heard. Take a look. I hear you talking to Laura. Digamos que estabas hablando con Laura, ¿cierto? Tú estabas hablando con Laura, yo iba caminando, te escuché hablando con ella, seguí derecho y fue por un momento breve, ¿cierto? A brief moment, breve. Pero en este ejemplo significa, digamos que estabas hablando con Laura, I heard you talk to Laura, te vi, digamos que te escuché, y porque te escuché hablando con ella, me quedé ahí escuchando toda la conversación hasta que terminaron y luego me fui, right? Una oración que duró, digo, una situación larga. That's the difference. I heard you talking versus I heard you talk. ¿Está esto claro? Guys, is that clear?
Yes, mister.
Okay. So those were the two extra patterns that I wanted to give you guys. Now, let's go to the PowerPoint presentation for some examples, more examples in general, all right? So, can you see the PowerPoint presentation?
Yes, mister.
Yes, mister.
All right, so this is the verb patterns, right? We already spoke about them all. I told you what were the groups, the ones with ing, the ones that only goes with to, the ones that can be used with ing and to at the same time, or not at the same time, that you can use them, but the meaning is the same, and the ones that can be used with to and ing, but the meaning changes, right? So the same thing happens here, but this is more like exercise, not exercise, it's more like examples of how to use it, right? So verbs with the ing form, like we have enjoy, don't like, love, hate, some of them can be used with both, like love and hate, but enjoy can only be used with the ing form. We got some of them, like for example, I like watching movies. I like watching movies, but you can also say, I like to watch movies, no problem. I detest doing the dishes, like this, with the ing form. This normally happens with most of the verbs connected with enjoyment. When they have any kind of enjoyment, you can use the ing form. But this is just like general. It's better using them, like if you learn them, taking into account the groups that I gave you in the past PDF file. So take a look here. We have a group of friends and they say, we love having parties. And here, but we hate queuing. What is queuing or queuing up? What I hate actually. Esperar o hacer fila. I don't like, I hate queuing up, by the way. So take a look. We love having parties, or we love to have parties, but we hate queuing up, or but we hate to queue up or to queue, right? That's it. You can also use it like this. Verbs with to that only take to, but some of them take also ing, like forget, for example, or like try, for example, or like need, for example, that they have different meanings when they are used in the ing form. But take a look at the examples. He wants to watch TV. I cannot say he wants watching TV because it's incorrect. You learned to drive at age 16. You cannot say you learned driving at age 16 because it's incorrect, right? So let's see these examples right here. This girl says, I need to study English because I want to talk with people from other countries. Take a look. Want to, need to. Verb pattern with infinitive. We have other verb patterns with that, and the most common verbs that we use with that are realize, say, suggest, think, explain, feel, believe, know, and see, right? So you can say something like, she suggests that we work together. I explained that I was feeling very tired, and the pattern that we're using here is the one of that, I mean, a relative clause, right? Let's continue. Take a look at the example. Take a look at the man here. I see that you are very tired. I see, como me doy cuenta, ¿cierto? Or I realize that you are very tired. I suggest that you take a break. Now remember that suggest can also be used with the ing version, like I suggest you taking a break, right? Also possible. Now we have those verbs that has like the pattern verb object plus infinitive. They they tend to be ask, tell, warm, allow, force, invite, pursuit, and remind. Remember that I told you about allow. In the case of allow, you can use it with the ing in case you don't use an object. But if you use an object, you have to use allowed with the infinitive with to. So for example, my friend reminded me to call my parents tonight. Or I told him not to not to drink and drive, right? So this is also another way of using this, another pattern. Let's take a look at the example here. Take a look at the man. He seems to be partying up and enjoying the party. And he says, my friend invited me to go to a party tonight, but I reminded him to study for our exams. Take a look at the pattern. Invited me to go, and here reminded him to study, right? That's the pattern with object and the verb in the infinitive form with to. Let's move on. Here, this is another pattern. I didn't tell you about this one, like the verb plus an object plus the relative clause. The ones that we normally use are warn, tell, advise, promise, remind, and show. Like for example, we promised him that we'd come to his party. You can also drop it if you want to. You can say, we promised that we'd go to his party, right? It's also possible, no problem. But you can also use the object if you want to. Or she told us that she had to study, right? You can also use it. Now, I remember that last class I gave you these two verbs, and these two verbs can also be used like a suggestion, right? And when they are more like a suggestion, you can also use the infinitive form, like we promised to come to his party, right? Or she told us to study hard. You also need she told us to study. You can also use that way. The one you like is fine, no problem. Like for example here, she told me that she had a hangover. Told me that, right? Take a look. This is similar to what we used on, take a look, because this is reporter speech. She told me that we had a hangover, right? Reporter speech using the verb pattern with the object and the relative clause, right? If you realize you have a lot of things together in just one simple sentence. And here, I advised her that she should drink less next time. Advise her that. Again, advise her that with the same thing. Sorry about guys, here I drop I. Sorry. And well, here we got like some other examples of those verbs that are different from the ing and the infinitive form, that they have different meanings. Like stop, one more time. Stop ing means to stop, to give up doing something. Rendirse de hacer algo, no hacer algo más, right? So you should stop smoking. It will kill you. Como el ejemplo que les di hace un momento. Stop with infinitive means to interrupt an action to start something else or to do something else. Como lo dijo Miss Maria, I think it was the one who explained that, right? So, let's stop here to have a drink. Detengámonos aquí para tomar algo, right? In the case of remember, with the ing form, it has a past action. It refers to something done in the past, like, I will always remember meeting you for the first time. Siempre recordaré el momento en que te conocí, right? And here, with the infinitive form, means something that will be done in the future, like, you should remember to post a letter. Lo recuerdas ahora y esa acción lo harás después, right? En un futuro. You should remember to call Mr. John to put off the meeting. There you go. Next one, we got forget. Forget ing, again, it has a past intention, like to express that you've forgotten something which has done in the past. Aquí la acción fue hecha, solamente que no la recuerdas, right? I forgot talking to you. You talked to me, but you don't remember, right? That's what it means. In the case of forget with the ing, it means to forget doing something. Like, I forgot to call you on your birthday. Aquí la acción no se realizó. Se te olvidó, se te pasó, la acción nunca sucedió. Simplemente lo olvidaste por completo. You didn't call, so you didn't remember. That's what it is. Regret. In the case of regret, we have, with the ing version, it has a past intention, right? So to regret something from the past, like, she regrets breaking up with him. Ella lamenta haber terminado con él. Something in the past. But with the infinitive, it means to make bad news public. As I told you, after regret with two, something bad always comes. So I regret to tell you have failed the driving test. Something bad, a bad news, right? A bad news. And finally, the verb try. We have try plus ing, meaning an experiment with something to solve something, like, I cannot sleep because of the heavy traffic. Now, the experiment, what I recommend you, especially for recommendations, why don't you try closing the windows, right? This is an experiment in order for you to solve the problem of not sleeping because of the heavy traffic. In the case of try with infinitive, is just an attempt, a try, right? So, I tried to open the door, but I couldn't. Why don't you try using the key? There you go. Try to open something, a normal attempt. And well, guys, this is it. I'm going to send this slide presentation to you so that you can, practice further for next week final term. All right?